Boxing is a really powerful tool. It helps you to protect yourself. You realize that women are considered as the weaker sex, so being able to learn a sport that puts you in a position of power is something that would give women all over the world confidence. I use boxing to empower women in Ghana. My name is Sarah Lotus Asare. I am a change maker.
We're at the Wisdom Boxing Gym in Jamestown, Accra, and today is all about punching and dodging.
For Jamestown, boxing is related to identity. And for a lot of people, it's a way for them to rise above social stratification, for them to become more successful, to make money. So it's actually a way of life. I grew up in Jamestown with my parents and then 3 sisters. My childhood was a really happy one because my dad is a boxing coach and we always had different people coming into our home. So I got to interact with so many people and that for me was really exciting. My dad is called Coach Ofori Asare. I know a lot of Ghanaians share the same ideology with me. He's one of the greatest boxing coaches, not only in Ghana, but on the African continent, because he has a 3-star in terms of the International Boxing Association. Currently, we have 69 boxers, 20 of whom are juveniles. We also have 5 female boxers training here. With boxing, one of the values that I've realized that it teaches has to do with discipline. I've seen that it helps a lot of them to become very vocal because even before they get into the ring, people are already going at it, and it helps a lot of young people to develop the value of standing up for yourself. It also helps you learn the value of responsibility and then protection for yourself, because some of the skills that you learned include how to defend yourself and then using your brain to defend yourself at all times.
Since the COVID-19 pandemic struck, Sarah has been managing the gym's administrative affairs, while her dad focuses on training boxers.
Wisdom. Wisdom.
But for Sarah, it's more than just delivering and evading jabs.
I realized that there's a part of boxing which is not well developed in Ghana, which is the humanitarian aspect, in terms of boxers using their platform or their fame to help their community. So I started working with the Greater Accra Boxing Association. They regulate boxing in the Greater Accra region, to do a couple of boxing tournaments.
In 2021, Sarah was part of the team that organized the first girls' box tournament, which featured female boxers talking about abstinence and safe sex practices in the ring.
That is a boxing tournament that focuses on developing female boxing in Ghana, as well as using the platform for good. And the good I'm talking about has to do with teenage pregnancy. It's a problem that we face a lot in our community. So realize that if people like to come watch boxing, let's use boxing as a platform to educate about safe sex practices and then also teach them how they can eradicate teenage pregnancy through their own little way, as boxers, as parents, as young girls and as young boys. If you want to get people to change, you always have to use a medium that they identify with. So I realized that in my community, boxing is popular. When there's a boxing tournament, it's not only the boxers that show up. You'd find men, women, children from the community. They would come. We want to use that platform to educate them about the challenges in the community, because this is a situation where you would not be able to go to every household to speak to everyone, but you look at what brings them together and then they understand, and through that you can do advocacy.
Beyond working as a tool to minimize teenage pregnancy in the Greater Accra region, she says boxing has helped many women improve their lives.
There are some of them that are in school. That's the majority that we have. They are in school in their junior years. A couple of them are in the military. We also have some boxers who are police officers, and then we have some that are traders. There's one that she's a beautician. So they have very mixed background, yes, but once they get into the ring, then they are boxers. Outside the ring, they are women chasing their dreams for a better life.
Next,
as a society, you will not find everyone agreeing with having females box.
We meet some of the female boxers Sarah works with.
They consider boxing as a sport for men, but generally, a lot of people will appreciate when they see women fight. Class, I'm in 5 now. Bye-bye.
For Ghanaian boxing administrator Sarah Lotus Asare, today is all about throwing it back to the past.
I'm currently studying at New Order Preparatory School. This is where I began my early days. I attended New Order right from my nursery days and completed my JSS here, that's junior high school. So it's really exciting for me to come back and then be able to share this memory.
Her mission here is twofold: to introduce the kids to boxing.
Okay, Joseph, who is your favorite boxer? George Ashley is your favorite boxer.
And talk to them about safe sex practices in order to avoid teenage pregnancy.
So we're working with teenagers between the ages of 15 to 25 because that is around the age in which we have a lot of the young girls getting pregnant. Is teenage pregnancy common here? So don't tell me, you have 2 options, yes or no. You can write your answer down. I know that a lot of you are told at home that the only way you can prevent yourself from getting pregnant is abstinence. You have to first start by speaking to your young child at home about safe sex practices. You also have to ensure that they have all the resources that they need. Because for a lot of the young people, the reason why they end up being pregnant, the females, is because they are being lured with so many gifts.
Sarah's work empowering women through boxing has gotten her some accolades from the World Boxing Council.
They actually saw me on Facebook with the work that I do in Ghana and then sent me a message and asked me, will I be interested in serving on their Africa chapter board as an executive secretary? And I was like, wow, yes, I will.
As WBC Cares Africa Executive Secretary, the sports administrator will run the Boxing Council's humanitarian efforts out of Africa.
So as much as WBC cares about having world champions, they also care very much about having champions of the world, people who are using the sports for good in their communities, and that is how come I got affiliated with them.
Boxing for Sarah is more than the WBC and managing Wisdom Boxing Gym. It's also about maintaining a close-knit relationship with the women boxers that help her spread the gospel around teenage pregnancy in Jamestown and neighboring communities.
We are currently at Kolegono. We are here to see Trudy Matthew. Trudy is a boxer. She trains at Atokwashi Boxing Gym. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Last year, she took part in the girls' box. After that, she's gone through several mentorship programs, and she's still pursuing a dream of becoming a world champion in future. So we are here to see Trudy, catch up with her, find out how her training is going.
Even if you are training boxing for, you like boxing as a game, you can use it to protect yourself in case you are going somewhere, someone is coming to attack you. You can defend yourself through boxing.
And even though Sarah's not a boxer herself, she has plans to learn the sport, just like Trudy did. The goal, she says, is to eventually become a coach.
Once I get to learn the skills of coaching, it's not something that I would keep to myself. I would look out for young ladies who are interested in becoming coaches as well, and also train them so that together we can empower other women in our society to also learn the skills of boxing, whether they want to use it as self-defense, as a career path, as a way to train other boxers. And even if it's a way for them to represent Ghana on the international level, together we can achieve that goal.
And as she continues to nurture her personal ambition, she remains driven by one goal: to empower women through boxing.
Boxing is a powerful tool that gives us the opportunity to express ourselves, not only in the ring, but because the sport comes with a lot of banter, you are able to freely speak your mind and also use the sport as an avenue to tackle some of the issues around us. Female boxers are increasingly becoming role models that so many people look up to. And I am confident that using that platform, they can channel it into politics, policy making, helping end so many global crises. And that is why I think that boxing is a way to empower women globally.